Cromar from LyndaCromar.com, and I have some new lessons I want to share with you. Now, I saw the interview that Michael Phelps did last night at the end of his finishing up all of the swimming. He discussed his whole history and the things that he's gone through, and then he said, I'm really done with swimming as a competition. Now, that doesn't mean he's never going to swim. It just means he's done with getting the gold medals. And he actually held up his last gold medal and said, this is my last gold medal that I will swim for. And meaning that he knows in himself at 27 that he's ready to move on to another step, another phase in his life, and he can do that. Now, this is not about Michael Phelps really. It's about helping you to understand something. There are phases in our lives. There are times when we really have to be awake and realize that we are in the middle of a change. I know I went through that about 5 years ago when I was working for somebody freelance and realized that I just was not getting anywhere with that. For one thing, he didn't pay well, and he often fudged, and at the very end he actually took away my last whole $5,000 of my check. Now, that sounds awful, and we could go on and on about that, but it's not about that. That was a turning point for me. That was a time when I realized I was on the wrong track and I needed to go a different direction. Now, to go back to the Michael Phelps analogy, he's not on the wrong track. He just knows when he's at the end of that track and ready to jump to the new track. Now, sometimes people do that way too frequently and don't learn any lessons, don't gain any success in one area before they go on and do another. That's not helpful either. You have to get the most out of where you are first before you're going to take that lesson on to the next place. In other words, he came in and he said, I have done everything that I wanted to do with this. Now, that's not his exact words, but that doesn't matter. What I'm saying is he has accomplished everything that he ever wanted to accomplish. And I believe that's also what's happening with, I'm sure, a lot of buzz going on with Ray Higdon, that he has come to a place in where he is in his business, in his life, that he's ready to jump to a new level, a different level, track, and change things around a little bit. Does that mean he's quitting? No, it doesn't mean that. I'm quite sure it doesn't. Nobody walks away from everything that they've done. But sometimes you have to change the direction you're going in order to get going faster and better in your future. I've done a few of those things actually myself too recently. One of those was that I realized that some of the things I was doing in my advertising wasn't working. So that's why I got involved with a couple of things. This is not an advertisement because it's not even available, but I got involved with futuristic marketing and Pro Blog Academy. Those were all things I did to grow my own business and to learn some new things. Now, how can you apply that? Well, you are very likely, because I know from what I've looked at my own statistics and my own, just people that I know follow me, and they are always people that are a little bit older, like myself. They're not baby boomer. They're in the baby boomer age group generally. So the majority of them are 55 to 65. Now, how can we apply this in what I've just said? As an older person, you've had a lot of experiences. You've done a lot of things in your life. Now, when you take, say, you've been a professional person all your life, or you've worked in some kind of a corporate position all of your life, generally speaking, you can't take what you have learned there and apply it into the internet world and into the internet marketing and the network marketing. It's generally a new set of skills. In fact, they call it a skill set. And I learned that kind of early on, that when I was in a place where it felt like I was chasing my tail, I had to sit down quietly and really evaluate where I'm at, not thinking about that I had failed, but is that really taking me to my goal? Is that really achieving what I want to achieve? I'll tell you one thing, when you do that, you get some incredible clarity about where your goals need to go and what you need to accomplish in your future. That was one of the major reasons why I have done some of the things I've done in the last couple of years. In particular, I've involved myself with a system called My Lead System Pro, and this isn't a pitch for that because, you know, if you find that that's useful, there's all kinds of ways you can get involved with that with me. But the major thing is I did that for a purpose, not just to make money instantly, but to build my business a little bit better in a little smarter way and to help more people, especially people that are in my age group, in the baby boomers, the 55 to 65 in particular age group, because of the fact that we have not been out on the internet as a natural thing when we were growing up. It didn't exist. So we had to learn it as older people. Now, I wanted to spell one more myth that a lot of people have, you know, a belief that just isn't true, and that is that just because you're a little bit older does not mean you stop being able to learn. It just means that you have to be patient with yourself. One thing I learned about myself is that I went to college a few years, this is before I got on the internet, but when I first started out it was a big struggle and it was scary and I didn't know where I was at. And one of my biggest nemesises is math, in particular when you get into the higher math. And I had a teacher actually that took the time to explain things in a way that I finally got it. And can you imagine the excitement I felt when I actually succeeded in math and actually got an A for my final grade? Yes. Somebody that was failing math in high school got an A in math in college. And how did that happen? It happened because of a change in mindset. It happened because of a change of direction that I took in my life. I consciously changed something, and that changed everything. And that is the same thing that I hope that we come right back around full circle to why Michael Phelps knows in his heart that he's done with his competitive swimming. He has other plans for his life. And tonight I would like to invite you, as well as, you know, definitely looking at My Lead System Pro as a possible alternative to the tail spinning that you might have been doing over the past few years on the internet. And tonight we're going to have a webinar. It's Diane Hockman's webinar Gone Wild, and I would like to recommend that you actually get on that and listen to why Ray is going to actually leave internet marketing. I don't know any more of that detail about that than than anyone else, but it's definitely a sensational title, isn't it? But getting back to Michael and how you can apply that. Michael Phelps knows himself well enough that he can make a change in direction without feeling like he has forgotten something. He has trained himself well enough in his mind because of the discipline of his craft, of his swimming, that he knows when he has to change direction. And that is something that you have to develop in yourself, knowing when that time comes. And you know what? It's a freeing thought. You don't have to have regrets about